Okay, we'll open the meeting and have roll call. Trina?
Christie?
Here.
Mr. Landuse?
Here.
Mr. Leonard?
Here.
Mr. Sutton?
Here.
Mr. Travellini?
Here.
Ms. Patsis?
Here.
And Ms. Betchell.
Here.
I put notice of this meeting of the Landuse Township Land Use Board allowing the township clerk and such the Vernon Employees, Vernonville, the Courier News Somerville, and to all subscribers and posted at the Township Municipal Building, 1 River Lane, Bedminster, New Jersey, on January 9, 2017.
Stand for the flag. Salute, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, here's the mayor. Good evening. Glad you could join us
A little while.
for a little while. Well, I expect it will be for a little while. We have some correspondence, and I guess we have representation here. Is that you? Okay. I don't know if you want to say anything. They're not necessary, but we...
Let me just explain.
I am the only one that was present when this was done, the resolution, back in 2008. Everybody else, I believe, is new to the board and was not here. So you might want to give a slight
Yeah, I'll just give a little bit of background.
background.
Sure. I'm here tonight on behalf of the 4 members of the Allen family. Christopher, Alexandra, Andrew, and Nicholas, who are the current owners of the limited liability companies that now have title to the 4 lots that were subdivided in 2009. The property is the Dunwalk Farm property on Larger Cross Road, and in 2009 they appeared before the Board of Adjustment seeking approval of a 4-lot subdivision to create 1 lot out of that large parcel for each of the siblings. In connection with that, because 2 of those lots already had various structures on them, including, tenant farmer houses, barns, etc., it was necessary to request use variances for the lots that had more than 1 house, which of course isn't ordinarily allowed on a single lot, and also some side yard, front yard, bulk type variances that were associated with those pre-existing structures. The long story of it is the board granted all of those variances and the subdivision relief, and that resolution was adopted in January 2009. As part of the resolution, the board granted 10-year protection from zoning changes and specified that the applicants would have the ability to come back to request 2 5-year extensions of that zoning protection, which is what brings me here tonight. It's now nearly 10 years, and they would like to avail themselves of that, the first of those 2 5-year extension periods. Now, since that resolution was adopted, some things have happened. The subdivision itself was perfected by the filing of a subdivision map that was in, I believe it was March 2009. And then in October 2010, the families concluded the sale of agricultural preservation easements, which had been contemplated at the time of the subdivision. That finally was consummated in 2010 in the end of September. And those easements are currently on record and are permanent. So there's 1 such easement for each of these 4 lots. Those easements, for those of you who may not be familiar with them, typically create what's called an exception area. And that is an area it's still limited to single-family residential use, but it's not restricted only to agriculture. If it were, you couldn't have a house there. So they typically create an exception area on each of the lots within which you can have a home and residential related improvements. So each of these 4 lots has such an exception area. Those exception areas can never be moved. They can't be enlarged. They can't be, jiggered one way or another in order to comply with future zoning requirements. There isn't any way to change them. So one of the reasons I'm here tonight with this application is that since houses haven't been built on all of these lots yet, the family would like to be able to rest assured that those building envelopes won't suddenly become unavailable to them because of a future zoning change. So that's the gist of why we're here, why I'm here tonight.
Any questions from the board?
No, I don't have an issue with it under statute because it was a property in excess of 150 acres. The Board of Adjustment had the authority to grant a longer period of protection than the board might
Normally.
otherwise be familiar with, taking into account the number of dwelling units, economic conditions, comprehensiveness of the development, and so on, and also to allow for longer than normal extensions.
Right.
Based on those same factors, the Board of Adjustment resolution didn't really get into the why of it, but it very clearly granted a 10-year period of protection
Yeah.
with the right to come in for 2 separate 5-year extensions, which is what the applicant is asking for tonight.
Okay, so we need,
I have
Yes,
a
go
question.
ahead. Yes.
Does the Allen family plan on building on those at this point?
Yeah.
Is there a plan, or is it just something for possibly even the future?
There's no concrete plan in terms of drawings and ready to pull a building permit, but they do plan eventually to build
Okay.
on them.
okay, so we need a motion for approval.
So moved. Second?
I'm sorry, who's second? Ms. Christie?
Aye.
Mr. Landuse?
Aye.
Mr. Leonard?
Aye.
Mr. Sutton?
Aye.
Mr. Travelini?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
And Ms. Beckdahl?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Approval's granted.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
tonight.
The board will adopt the resolution presumably at the next meeting.
Okay, so we have 2 resolutions. We have 1120 Leamington Road resolution. If you've had a chance to look that over, I need a motion for that.
So moved. Second.
That would be Mayor Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Leonard?
Aye.
Mr. Zupnik?
Aye.
Mr. Travelini?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
And Ms. Beckdahl?
Aye. And we also have Crossroads Business Center.
I should note, Madam Chair, that there were a few revisions made to the draft that was originally submitted at the request of the attorney to the applicant. I don't know if you know whether that was distributed.
They got the copy.
This is the one you updated us with the-
Yeah. Our office doesn't have any.
Oh, okay. All right, so we need a resolution, a motion, sorry.
So moved. Seconded.
Okay. Mr. Leonard?
Aye.
Mr. Zupnik?
Aye.
Mr. Travelini?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
And Ms. Beckdahl?
Aye. Okay, I don't see anything else on the agenda tonight.
We don't have any minutes, right?
We have no minutes for tonight, and we have no application for tonight. I
I
also,
will have the October minutes at the next meeting. Unfortunately, my laptop crashed during the last meeting, so all my notes are gone. So I have to do the minutes from the video.
from the video.
Oh,
I
boy,
have
yeah.
not had time to do yet.
Oh, what
Okay.
a long for
Yeah,
you.
the laptop completely died right in the middle of the meeting.
Well,
Great.
It's nice to have a backup, isn't it?
Yeah,
All my notes were gone. so
That's
I have
hard.
to- I have to do it from the video. which
Yeah, well, at least you got the
least,
video. You
yeah.
can put it back together.
right. Our first meeting in December, we're canceling.
Correct, yeah. We have no applications in our pending pipeline right now, except for Bedminster 2, which I have not heard from them yet. I do know that there are a couple applications due to come in. I have not received those yet. So as of right now, even if they're submitted, they wouldn't make December 7th.
So we're going to have our meeting the second Thursday in December, the 14th, and we'll have our minutes and whatever else may come in that time.
Yeah, if we could get something on, if we get something in enough time to have that application go on for December 14th, then, we'll have it ready for then. If not, then it'll be another administrative.
Correct. Okay, do I hear a motion to close?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
See you in December.